Alright, YouTube, what's going on? Coming back again with the updated Gren Maju profile. Just did a couple edits to the last profile I've had. So this one's more geared to playing in today's meta. The one I had previously uploaded was more maybe like 1 or 2 formats ago, so it's a little outdated. But this one is looking to be hoping to keep up with tiers. Again, we hate tier, anti-tier gang. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. It's the updated deck profile. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with, of course, the 3 classic Gren Maju. I see a lot of people running this at 2. I like to see it at 3 because again, you can banish it off with desires. It can be a brick sometimes if you draw multiples. You can't really pitch it off of a lure. You can't pitch it off a trade-in. So sometimes it can be a brick, but you want to see it more often than not. And then to supplement the Gren, I've got 3 Eater of Millions. Very straightforward. Level 1, just banish minimum 5 cards from your extra deck. Special summon him. Usually what I end up doing is if I have no level 8 plays and I happen to have a Gren and an Eater of Millions, I banish the whole extra deck. And you just normal summon the Gren Maju. You have the Eater. And Eater is not once per turn. Well, the summon isn't once per turn, but the effect to banish and the damage step is once per turn. But you can summon multiple Eater of Millions, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. So if you have to, you can go Eater of Millions for the first one, and the second one you can use to go into a relinquished anima, just for extra disruption, stuff like that. Moving on, looking at 3 Gizmek Orochi, incredible card. Even if tier ends up milling it, it gets the effect in hand or grave just to banish 8, and it does banish for cost, which is really good, just to go ahead and bulk up the Gren Maju, go into your level 8 plays, stuff like that. One of the best cards in the game. Not game, my bad. One of the best cards in the deck. So, mandatory 3 of course. Then we're going to be looking at the Danger package. We're going to look at 3 Bigfoot, 3 Thunderbird. Pretty standard stuff. Trade-in fodder. They're dark, so you can go off of a lure, but you don't really ever want to do that. There's summon effects, of course. Bigfoot pops 1 if it's discarded, and Thunderbird pops a set. Really good cards. Versatile all around for your level 8 package. Continuing the level 8 package, I'm looking at 3 Alpha, the Master of Beasts. So Alpha is really good. His summon effect is not once per turn, so you can summon as many times as you want. Like I said in the last video, you summon your Alpha, activate the effect to bounce a Kaiju, and then you get both the Kaiju back and the Alpha. You go ahead and Kaiju him again, and you go ahead and summon the Alpha to either, you have a 3,000 body, or you can go into your level 8 plays, whichever one is appropriate for the situation. And just one Pankratops. Tried and true card, always very good. If it was, I could play it more than 1, I totally would. Getting this out of the way, we'll be looking at the Kaijus. We're playing 2 Gameciel, 2 Godarla, and then 2 Radion. The Gameciel, of course, low body, pretty good card. Your Godarla is just for the Fluendaries matchup. The more and more I'm out here playing games, the more and more I end up disliking Flu as well. Brain dead deck, can't say I enjoy it. I don't like people playing on my turn. That's just me though, that could just be me. But the Radion is just, nice Kaiju body, but it's also a dark, so you can pitch it off of a lure, which you can't do with the other Kaijus, but you could trade them in. But it's nice to have that synergy with the lure. The only hand traps we play, of course, 3D Shifter, incredible card, one of the best cards in the game right now. We hate tier, anti-tier, no tier. Simple as that. Great card. Moving on, we got Draw Power. We do have a lot of draw cards. We're playing 2 Pot. We could play 3 if we could. 2 Allure and 3 Trade-in. Just Pot's really good again. Banishes 10 for cost. Go ahead and Ash it, but no one's playing Ash, so it doesn't matter. Allure again. Draw 2, banish 1. You're not negging. You can't really neg here. And then 3 Trade-in, just because you're running a crazy huge level 8 package, so there's rarely a hand you're gonna have where you're gonna have a dead. No trade in target. Like rarely ever. Moving on, we got board breakers, and yes, I am considering Dimensional Fissure as a board breaker. More often than not, well, I guess I'll keep going. 2 D-Fissure, 3 Super Poly, 2 Kaiju Slumber, 2 Raigeki, and the 1 Feather Duster. So, my reasoning for calling D-Fissure a board breaker, you set up your D-Fissure, and then you activate literally any of these other cards, Super Poly, Kaiju Slumber, Raigeki, and I mean, you really can't get those monsters back. So with Tier, if you were to Super Poly them away, or Kaiju, or Raigeki, you were going to be triggering every single one of their effects, which we don't want, which is unfortunate. But if you have D-Fissure on field, I mean, you know, that's about it. That's wraps. You know, you ain't got a whole lot going on. Everything's gonna be banished. That's just tough titties. That's just my reasoning for it. Really good card. I want to bump it up at 3, and I'd probably drop a Gren for a 3rd D-Fissure, but for now I'm really liking 2 D-Fissure with the other board breakers. Super Poly, just good card, all around good card. Kaiju Slumber, again, just summon 2 Kaijus, blows up the field, and then once it's grave, you banish it and you add a Kaiju to your hand. 2 Raigeki, and then just a 1 Feather Duster for back row removal, because why not? Alright, moving on to the extra deck. We're going to be looking at, you know, traditional, standard Super Poly targets. 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Garura, 1 Starving Venom, Dragostapelia, and the Preplant Try guy. Yeah, just straightforward. Super Poly targets. Garura is really good. Starving Venom is really good. And Dragostapelia, I'd say, are the 3 that put in the most work. Really good cards all around. But straightforward. 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 That's the word for the day. Moving on to your level 8 package, you're gonna be looking at Lancelot, 1 number 107, 1 Ding. Ding is just to protect your cards, you know, from destruction. Just a really good level 8 to send instead of destroying from grave. Lancelot's an Omni Negate, but it negates whatever card is activated, being your card or your opponent, so it can be kind of finicky. And 107 is just a level 8 to go into. It comes up sometimes during the battle phase. I mean, if you're really hurting for a level 8 play, we make 107, but you have other much better options, like you got Zeus, classic Zeus, really good Zeus. And for your Numeron package, you've got 138 to make under the cool Hard Art, and a Direct Lubion. That one's just your basic OTK K9000 attack GG game. You know, no one's playing hand traps really. You're not going to Veiler, Imperm, or that's really it. It's really not a whole lot you can do to stop the Direct Lubion play, but you know, it's really good. It's really good, straightforward, very cheeky. Goes off a lot more than you'd think. You know, very good. Finally, rounding off the extra deck, you got your links. So 1 Anima to make off of the Eater of Millions, 1 Phoenix for spell trap removal, and then 0 Boros just to blow up the field. Really good, very straightforward ratios here. Just a fun deck all around to blow up boards, and very brain dead, not gonna lie. You know, just make big numbers, make big monsters, and just ram into your opponent. You know, it's really good, pretty solid stuff. And moving on to the side deck, be maxing out on a lot of floodgates. So you got 3 macro, 3 dimensional barrier. We hate tier, no tier gang. There's gonna be a lot of anti-tier stuff. A really nice card, actually, probably my favorite card in the side deck. I'm sorry. It's gonna be 3 Banquet of Millions. So what Banquet of Millions does is you banish a random amount you banish a certain amount of cards, or random cards from your extra deck, and your opponent does the same until the end of the turn. So you flip that on their turn, and unless they have a trap negate, you're just gonna run through their whole extra deck and not gonna be able to play. So you set up your board, go first, set up your trap field, then your opponent goes, they draw on the standby phase, flip the Banquet, banish your entire extra deck, and then you watch them pass their turn. Or better yet, more often than not, you watch them say, what does it do again? They read the card, and you're like, damn. Really good card. I do enjoy it. I'm a Banquet of Millions enjoyer myself. 3 DDG. Again, does the same thing as macro, but you can pop macro, but you can't pop the DDG. Really good card. I like playing them both in tandem with each other. I mean, they do end up doing the same thing, more or less, but you can't pop the DDG. I mean, you can, but it'll still go off, so it's really nice. And for the only 2-ofs, there can be only one, because you usually have a lot more than one monster type, so it doesn't affect you whatsoever. And through 2 skill drain, if you really want to dumb down the game to just a bunch of beat sticks, you know, your opponent's gonna have a really hard time getting over your 3000 alpha, your gamma, your kaijus, your Gren. Well, I guess Gren doesn't really work, so you would sign out the Gren when you play skill drains, but you know, it's just a really good, just a ton of floodgates, just to really make your opponent not play the game. But that's gonna be it for the extra deck. No, actually, no, that's gonna be it for the deck profile. You know, feel free to leave a comment, like it up, share it up. You know, I'll really appreciate. You know, we're almost at 30 subscribers, but that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, I didn't actually think that was gonna be yeah, in the foreseeable future. Not gonna lie, but I do appreciate that. So feel free to like and comment and share. And thanks for watching.